All right, and this is the letter. This is the letter in response to the dismissal. I guess I didn't include that in my video. I'm going to do that right now. So, Dr. Douglas or Gus Grant, AB, LLB, MD, CCFP, ICDD. Oh, I mean, this is a little bit excessive, but whatever. Dr. Grant, we'll just call him Dr. G. How about that? It is painfully evident that you have erred in dismissing this complaint to any reasonable and learned individual. Your decision is not only indefensible, but an insult to even the most basic level of intelligence. The lack of effort in even attempting to maintain an appearance of impartiality is frankly astonishing. If your intent was to uphold the credibility of the college, you have failed spectacularly. Your role, as demonstrated here, is not to seek truth or justice, but to dismiss complaints by any procedural means available, regardless of merit. And that much is clear. However, even in that effort, there is typically an expectation of to at least pretend that due process has been observed. You, however, have have dispensed with that entirely, making no attempts to disguise the bias that pervades this process. In doing so, you have not only undermined your own credibility, but provided irrefutable evidence of the college's systemic failure. Any expectation of fairness, transparency, or integrity in this process has been rendered absurd by your actions. This is not oversight, this is deliberate obstruction. While you may believe that procedural loopholes and institutional power can shield you from scrutiny, understand that such blatant disregard for justice does not go unnoticed. In dismissing this letter, on the grounds of disrespectful communication would only serve to reinforce the very criticisms outlined above. A true affront here is not on the tone of this letter, but the disgraceful manner in which this complaint has been handled, and that is in response to the clause. I don't think there's any kind of disrespect. I think this is a very very there's not any kind of thing that I said is not true. I don't think there's any kind of disrespectful communication or anything like that. So, it certainly is not. And then, I said, here I am, reiterating my respectful communicative nature here. I am appreciative that you. I didn't say I thank you. No, see, the thing is, this is a tremendous disservice to the society. So I don't thank her. I'm just appreciative that you took the time to coordinate and distribute the materials related to this case. Again, not I thank you. No, she is not being thanked. I am appreciative and I recognize your efforts. In handling the documents given their length and complexity. And this time I have nothing further to add, and this will conclude my correspondence with the college unless or until I receive further instruction. All right, and that was today. Today we are the 27th of February 2025 as I'm writing this letter, as I'm speaking these words. The date is the 27th of February. And tomorrow's the last day of February. There is no 28th of February here. But anyway, so this guy, he's really, really not even making any kind of not any kind of attempt to make it even look good. I mean, this is the only thing they have to do is to dismiss complaints, and they have all day to do it, right? He just, it's very, very easy to say. Is basically, he provided the evidence that the college is, systemically, failing claimants. These are valid claims, right? These are valid claims, and this guy here, Dr. Douglas Gus Grant, AB, LLB, MD, CCFP, ICDD. Look at how long this name is. I mean, his name is so. It's like climbing a mountain. You're tired by the time you're halfway up. Oh my goodness gracious! Look at this guy. And all he did was he was working backwards, right? He said, "How am I going to dismiss this complaint?" But I mean, it was, he should have at least tried to make it look impartial, at least a little bit. But he just, he provided irrefutable evidence that this is not an impartial, investigation at all. This is certainly not. And But I mean, how else can I say this? I'm not, trying to be disrespectful here. There's nothing about this that's disrespectful. It's just very, very easy to see that, this is a bias, not an investigation. I don't know what you could call it. An investigation that serves as the only purpose of this, quote unquote, investigation is to make sure that no investigation happens. How could I even word this? I've never come across such an, and these guys are paid by who? By our tax dollars, right? This is our tax dollars at work. It's quite something, and that's why you cannot pay into the system at all. I mean, this system is just too far gone, out to lunch. Their brains are like Swiss cheese, with all these credentials, and they don't even try to pretend that this is a bias. Sorry, this is an impartial or unbiased investigation. They don't even try. They just say, "Oh yeah, whatever," and they make themselves look like fools. Anyways, but whatever. That's all for today. Thank you very much for tuning in.